U.S. court jails Nigerian senator's wife for $24 million fraud. Hello everyone, welcome to Newsport TV. In Nigeria, in fact in Africa, the issue of corrupt politicians, their families and cronies is a known and ongoing debate all the time. The poor infrastructural issues we have in the country and in the continent is largely due to the fact that those who are put in charge or those who have access to the money are not doing the rightful thing at the right time. Sometimes you have family, friends, chronics, faithfuls of these politicians fronting for them, investing money, and involved in other vices. This is an unpleasant story of the wife of a Nigerian ex-senator in Kogi State who was jailed for a whopping sum of $24 million fraud. The United States District Court has sentenced Mrs. Tamara Motley Ogembe, wife to Senator Ahmed Ogembe, former lawmaker representing Kogi Central, and the 8th Senate to 20 years in federal prison for the money laundering conspiracy count and a mandatory sentence of 2 years in federal prison consecutive to the other sentences for the aggravated identity theft count. Tamara, according to reports, was found guilty in June 2023 of nearly 24 felonies for billing Medicare more than $24 million by submitting fraudulent claims for medically unnecessary durable medical equipment, mostly power wheelchairs, PWC, and PWC repairs, many of which were never performed. She was found guilty of 20 counts of healthcare fraud, 2 counts of aggravated identity theft, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering. Following the reading of the guilty verdict, United States District Judge Stanley Blumifeld Jr. remanded Motley in custody. According to evidence presented at her 5-day trial from July 2006 to August 2014, Motley was the de facto owner of the Hawthorne-based Action Medical Equipment and Supplies. From January 2013 to November 2016, Motley was the de facto owner of the Ventura-based Kaja Medical Equipment and Supply. Both companies were enrolled with Medicare in the names of Motley's out-of-state relatives. Motley orchestrated a scheme in which she paid marketers for patient referrals and then directed them to take patients to corrupt physicians who presented medically unnecessary durable medical equipment such as PWCs that Motley's companies used to submit fraudulent bills to Medicare. In January 2011, when Medicare changed the reimbursement rules for PWCs to make the upfront payments less lucrative to suppliers, Action switched to billing Medicare for PWC repairs and continues that scheme as Kaja once Action was shut down. These repairs were not medically necessary because the patient did not even need the PWCs to begin with, were not needed to make the PWCs serviceable in any event, and often simply were not performed. These repairs were expensive, often billed for $3,000 to $4,000, and accounted for nearly half of Action's billings and almost all of Kaja's. Over an 8-year period, Action billed Medicare more than $18.2 million for DME, most for PWCs, but also for PWC accessories, knee braces and back braces, and the repair of replacements of PWCs. Medicare paid Action nearly $10.3 million. Between July 2013 and November 2016, Kaja billed Medicare $6.3 million primarily for PWC repairs. Medicare paid Kaja approximately $2.8 million for those claims. Now, let's take some comments. The first commenter said, "She thinks in Nigeria she dey." Another said, "Shame, shame to all politicians. Your husband is here making over 30 million naira monthly, and you're there committing fraud. Stealing is now a culture among the political class in Nigeria. The state governor's wife and cousin of the governor were declared wanted for fraud in Nigeria by EFCC." Another said, "All Nigerian politicians and their families." Another said, "I wish more of these judgments can be achieved here in Nigeria. A lot of politicians in Nigeria steal more than Mrs. Ogembe and are walking free and oppressing their fellow citizens with stolen wealth. If she was here in Nigeria, there's no arm of the law that could have convicted her for her wrongdoing. How do we conquer all these evil politicians in Nigeria? This is a question begging for answer. Another commenter said, very simple. Let's stop supporting criminals just because they are from our tribe or because of what we can personally gain from them. Until Nigerians come together to realize that the moment they get into power, they forget about tribe or party and start making laws that will benefit them and their families alone. Our lawmakers are typical examples. Another said, the lawmakers were the lawbreakers. Nice judgment. Another said, more of such. If it's in Nigeria, the case might change to another thing or used for political settlement as usual. Another said, jail them over there for us, please, since they are all above the law here in Nigeria. Another said, can you just imagine? Another said, that is a great job the American judiciary is doing for us. Another said, black monkeys get sense for once. Politicians and pastors, you people should stop investing our treasure in another man's country. Another said, all that money laundered abroad and Kogi State is in decay of infrastructure and development. This one is one Yeye senator's wife. Imagine what the senator himself has done to Kogi State before talking about what Governor Yaya Bello and his wife have been doing. This is too much for Nigeria as a nation. Our leaders are fantastically too corrupt. Another said it is now the turn of Yaya Bello's wife and family for scamming Kogi State. Another said Nigeria prison is for poor people. America is not Nigeria. Thank God for that. Another said thank God it's not Nigerian courts, else the judgment will be different. Another said good, serves her right. If it's in Nigeria, she'll have been given an award. Congratulations. Another said Nigerian corruption incorporated exported to the US. Thank God that when you do the crime over there, you do the time. I also hope that she would be stripped of her ill-gotten gains. Another said, congratulations to the poor masses who are suffering and dying in hunger while their money is being stolen on a daily basis. Their prayers have reached God. Another said, why do Nigerian politicians and their families like to steal from us and taking it to abroad, and at the end they will still get jailed? This is a shame. Another said, we have the worst thieves in the world as our leaders. The Nigerian courts would have cleared her. Another said, this is a very nice one. So shall it happen to Yaya Bello and all his co-looters in Kogi State. Nothing is working in Kogi State politically, unlike other states where you can see physical infrastructural developments. Another said, thank God American judiciary looks at the subject matter and not technicalities. Another said, where did she get $24 million from, if not from the taxpayers' monies that her husband stole in the Senate? Our politicians have done more evils than good to Nigerians in the name of politics. The monies that they have stolen is way more than they have allegedly used in the cause of the interest of the people. They have succeeded in impoverishing the citizens who they claim to represent. Another said, up United States of America. Nigerian judges learn from here on how to dispense unbiased justice. Another says she thought she was operating in Nigeria. Congratulations. Another said she's trying to check if American system will give room for such corrupt practices as is common in Nigeria. Another said 2 counts of aggravated identity theft. We also have a serious case of identity theft here. Oh. Another said America no be Nigeria where you do anyhow and you go still dey work free. Another person said please jail her for us. Alright, so these are the few comments we can take. What's your opinion on this? Please drop it in the comment section below. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.